Hello and welcome back to the free-to-play Marvel Snap vlog, where we aim to make portrait style video for the casual player of Marvel Snap. But everyone is welcome. So today, since our last video I should say, there has been quite a big update, not only in terms of some OTA or patch change update to some cards, but we've got a whole new game mode in terms of the conquest that's been released, and we'll play some matches of that in a sec. The second thing I wanted to talk about is account progress. If you look here in my card unlock, you'll notice that I have used up the card unlock for this season. We're about to sit here. It is. We've used up this card unlock on Sarah. In addition, we've got a few other cards that we have obtained in the interim as well. Now, I know I was saying that I was going to unlock Dr. Doom, but Sarah is a fantastic card. Doesn't quite slot into a particular deck yet, but we've got plans for her in the future. Starting off with Sarah Surfer, we've got Silver Surfer, and now we've got Sarah. We can start to build towards a Silver Surfer kind of deck. I don't have all the required pieces yet, but it might start to shape up once we've gotten other relevant cards such as Brood, which will also conveniently fit into the Patriot deck that I'm building. I do want to build a Patriot deck that's not susceptible to Killmonger. That said, I haven't seen many Killmongers. I think mostly encountered when I'm playing against Destroy based decks. But of course, Killmonger is a very common card to see played in Sarah Control kind of lists or Silver Surfer kind of lists as well. Now, so that's that. Secondly, with the new patch update, we had some cards step down from series 5 to 4, and one card step from series 4 to 3, and that's Shanna. And I actually used 1,000 collector tokens to purchase her because I was really keen to get Shanna. I think I came to realize that I am an unabashed zoo style deck lover. If you go back to my very first video, my pool 1 deck, which I've created here, is actually a zoo style deck, and we're going back to our roots, playing a zoo kind of deck with Shanna and a lot of these same cards in a moment, so I'll showcase that. So that's that. That's the other card that I've unlocked, Shanna. And thirdly, we would like to mention that we've got 2 further cards inked. So our first card was Squirrel Girl, and I think this green is quite nice. The green tone flare sort of matches with the card and the theme of the card itself. And then for this blue Marvel, we've got this black tone flare, which I'm not really a huge fan of, but I'm glad we got the card inked. It looks kind of cool. And we've also got Kazar, this blue tone flare. Oopsies. I forgot to mention we unlocked Dazzler as well. But yeah, this blue tone flare would have looked really nice on blue Marvel, but it is what it is. We're slowly building towards a zoo kind of deck with these cards, hey. But obviously you got the most boosters for cards you play with a lot, and I think with these inked cards starting to make me realize I actually really love playing zoo. Maybe I should unlock Thanos for a Thanos kind of zoo list. Anyways, so yeah, I hope we haven't missed anything else. Okay, and then we've unlocked Dazzler, who has been stepped down to pool 3, and she's no longer a 4 cost card. She's 3 cost now, 2 power that gets +2 power for each location that's full. So that means that Space Throne is going to allow her to power up, as well as something like Ultron, or like a typical Patriot or Zoo deck that can easily fill up the location she might be a good fit for. Alright, but I think Shanna is my personal pet favorite card. If you're not familiar with the card, Shanna is a 4-cost 4-power card with an on-reveal ability, add a random 1-cost card to each location. So the aim of the deck is to power up as many of the 1-cost cards as possible, using things like Kazar, a 4-cost 4-power card that adds 1 power to your 1-cost cards, or Blue Marvel, a 5-power 3-cost, sorry, a 5-cost 3-power card that adds 1 power to your other cards. So those 2 cards can help us power up our other 1-cost cards, and Mystique is able to copy the ability of Kazar or Blue Marvel to give an additional boost. Now, if you compare to our Pool 1 deck that we used previously, they're very similar decks. Previously we had a bunch of 1-cost cards, and then topped off by Angela and Wolfsbane as other sort of win conditions outside of our 1-cost cards, plus Kazar and Blue Marvel. With Angela, playing cards at the same location as her gives her additional power, and Wolfsbane, once you've got cards in a location, playing down Wolfsbane gives you plus 2 power for each other card you have at that location. So Wolfsbane potentially being a 3/7, and Angela, let's say if you play another 3 cards, makes her a 2/6, which is a pretty good rate. And in Pool 1, you're not scared of Killmongers, and there are other cards you can add to the deck that aren't from Pool 1, like Sunspot, Nebula would be a very good fit. But with the variant I decided to go with, I took out a bunch of the 1-cost cards because we have the ability to generate them using Shanna, adding a bunch of 1-cost cards to the board. You could also consider using Debris, but I found that our board state got quite cluttered, and I decided to take that out, despite me really loving to use Debris and one of our few viable Galactus counters, I guess, in this particular deck. However, one recently released card that works really well with Angela is Kitty Pryde, which was all given to us for free. But she is a Series 5 card for the time being, a 1-cost 0-power card that returns to your hand at the end of each turn and then gets plus 2 power. So that allows us to play more than 3 cards down in the Angela lane, and sometimes Angela ends up being a 210 or 212 by the end of the game. Previously we used the synergy of Nightcrawler, playing that down on Angela's lane, and then Nightcrawler being able to be moved once allows an additional activation of Angela. And then we used to have Iron Fist in the old deck in Pool 1, where we would play a card into the Angela lane that gets pushed out of the Angela lane by Iron Fist, allowing another further activation. But yeah, in this deck, once you've got Kitty Pryde and Angela in hand early in the game, then you can get quite a big amount of power on Angela. Now, we've got Armor as well now to protect. I think Armor is a pool. It's a Pool 1 card, but in Pool 1 there wasn't Killmonger, so your 1-cost cards weren't really being destroyed to the extent that they are in Pool 2 and 3 and so on. So Armor is a concession to Killmonger, protecting our valuable cards from being destroyed, and sometimes if our Angela gets a bit too big, then that can be protected by Armor as well. Scarlet Witch is a concession to the new mode here, Conquest. Essentially the problem that I was running into was that in the Proving Grounds, which is the only one I've really been playing, you essentially want the game to be over in that one single match, but sometimes a certain location will screw up your deck. For example, that location, the negative zone that gives all your cards -3 power, the other one that gives it -2 power, the one like Space Throne that it only allows you to play one card in a particular location, or someone's tried to storm off a location that your Angela's in, something like that, then Scarlet Witch can help you resolve those issues, or something that's helping their opponent too much you can help get rid of as well. For example, doubling ongoing effects, and then the opponent puts down a Wong, that can be very concerning, so having the ability to shut that down is very valuable. There are a lot of other cards that I feel could fit in the deck. If I had Nebula, I'd put her in. Sunspot is a reasonable card to put in. Sometimes it's very good, and sometimes you end up drawing it on turn 5 and 6, and it's not very valuable at all. So I feel like I prefer the consistency of something like Ant-Man, and for some reason the game keeps giving me Ant-Man boosters. But anyways, that's that. Iceman's great for some disruption. Wolfsbane, I feel like I haven't really played very much, only in an emergency sort of situation. I'm not sure if I should take out Wolfsbane for something else that has some sort of tech capability, for example destroying large opponent cards, or like a Enchantress or Rogue kind of thing. I did opt for Scarlet Witch being a 2-cost card because it would make the curve a bit lower, as opposed to something like a Rhino or a Storm. But anyways, I'd like to develop further on the Shanna deck once we get other cards like Zabu, and we can start to play other things like High Evolutionary in this deck as well. But yeah, let's have a quick play with the deck, and we'll try the Conquest mode. I'll just refer to some other YouTubers for how this mode works, but we'll just be playing the Proving Grounds with the low-end Shanna Spice, or the less deck as I'd like to call it. And let's have a go. So at the Proving Grounds, if your goal is to amass a large volume of tickets as soon as possible, you hope you and your opponent both snap in the first game, and then retreat if you're losing. Scoop it up so then you can just progress to the next game as soon as possible. The problem with the Proving Grounds is sometimes it takes quite some time to find a match, and that already adds to the lengthy duration of the games. I'll just play Nightcrawler down. It's not a particularly good start. Wolfsbane is not someone we want to see that early on. Turn 6 cards cannot be played here. The early Angela is quite good. I feel like that's a good thing. Okay. I think we should play the Iceman first, just in the case that Shanna gives us something bad. This is actually quite good for us.
Snap!
Oh, that was such a boomer snap. I forgot to snap in the first instance, but it looks like the opponent's not willing to snap.
Victory!
We did not win the Angela lane. I didn't realize they were a high Evo deck either. And there's not really a way to tell, right? They've got quite an expensive deck.
Face the might of Asgard! Mjolnir!
Face the might of Asgard! Mjolnir to me! Turn 5, all cards must be played here. What if I say no to that? Mjolnir to me!
To me!
Oh. I kind of want to play this right here.
Opponent snap!
Opponent snapped! Alright, what are we gonna do, folks? Oh, one cost cards cannot be played here. So I'm gonna put this here. Oh, wait a sec. I guess we hope and pray for the best. Is that a legitimate strategy? Hulk is coming down on the left, I think, and then we're just going to lose that side, I think. Oh no, we win it. Oh no, we don't win it. 13 versus 14. We lose by one singular point. After turn 4, Lockjaw. Okay. So this goes here. This goes here. This goes here. And I guess this goes here. So if Ant-Man I put on the right side, I would win. I mean, I think this is one of the most popular decks, right? And we didn't draw our Angela, unfortunately. See, this Necrotia location is very bad for us. Iceman, I think, is a bit cracked against them. Transform into one of the other locations. It's actually really bad for us.
Face the might of Asgard! Mjolnir!
I think I just do this in the first instance. Jubilee to Chavez. I'm gonna do Kazar into Kitty. High Evo, that's a bad turn from them.
Mjolnir! To me!
Wasp. Um. See, maybe Luke Cage is a good tech card. So then am I trying to win the left location?
Opponent snapped!
Magneto. I mean, that's not bad.
Victory!
I only have 2 cubes to bet anyway, so there's no point in me snapping. But holy, this is a 30-minute video about a Proving Grounds match. This is why we have a Scarlet Witch. Kitty would be cracked. I'm just gonna do it now. Start turn 5, swap hands. That's not good. Because I think we actually need to Shanna. Okay. I really wish it wasn't Titania. Odin. That Hulk's pretty good. Alright, let's see what you got. How many cards does he have? 4 cards in hand. He's got 1 Mystique. What does villain do? Oh jeez. I think the correct play is actually Iceman first. We just spread it out a little bit. That one's probably not a good one for me.
Face the might of Asgard! Mjolnir!
Mjolnir to me! Oh, that's pretty good. He should probably go here. I was thinking maybe I do this. And he has a mistake. Why would you do that? Mjolnir to me.
Mjolnir! To me!
Oh, that's actually pretty good. Wasp. Shanna. So if I pull it's a 5 cost card. 8. Damn. Huh. We tried, guys. We did not need 40 Kazakh boosters. Alright. Well, anyways, I've got 15 tickets so far, and I've been sort of trying to buy enough stuff to get the card. I don't really use variants very much, but I mean, it gives you a free frame break, so might as well go for it. What I am interested in is these credits and the gold. Yeah, those are what I would be getting, just to speed up the rate of card acquisition for myself. Yeah, I don't really have any particular qualms about what to get next, to be honest. I guess Thanos. I was gonna get Galactus, but the way I would like to play Galactus is not the main win condition, and it seems like a lot of the new decks are focused around using him as a win condition. I just want to use Galactus to destroy some Nimrods, that's all, as an alternative to Destroyer. So probably not going to buy Galactus. These Mystery Series 3 cards 1000 collector tokens doesn't seem worth it, especially now that tokens are harder to come by, that they've readjusted the Token Tuesdays. I did buy one Token Tuesday in the past. In terms of series 4 or 5 cards, I guess I'll just stick to the big bads, so probably Thanos next and then Galactus, but no particular rush. And the free card claim, I mean, we're just going to claim the next card that seems reasonable. I don't think we're rushing to get any particular card to finish the decks. I don't think, I mean, Doctor Doom is very flexible, but the decks I'm playing at the moment don't need him per se. I mean, he's a good inclusion, but not a necessary card. None of these bundles are interesting. Even I re-looked at the Sandman one. I wasn't very interested. Of course, as a free-to-play player, that's not relevant to me. Yeah, I mean, these are okay, I guess. If you consider the cost of getting a variant like 700 gold or something, I think it might be reasonable, but I'm not a variants person, so I don't want to spend any gold towards that. Yeah, so I think there was a Black Panther bundle that's going to be coming up that apparently seems to be worth it in terms of the tokens or whatever was in there. I think it has a small amount of credits as well. But yeah, that's what I'm working towards. This is the deck I play for fun. Ranking up, I'm using the Patriot deck again to get to infinite every season. I don't have particular difficulty with doing that, it seemed, at the moment. And then yeah, we'll just build whatever decks we have available to us, and we're starting to ink up our collection, it seems. Yeah, that's all for today. Thank you very much for joining us on our journey as we progress through the collection track. And I've been having a lot of fun playing the game, almost reaching collection level 2000, so that's a big milestone for me. Thank you very much, and we'll see you all next time. Bye now.